You're so pretty. If everything is dipped in gold. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Malaysia Janae, and here on this channel we focus on building a community for inspiring young women. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 10 tips that will help you on your YouTube journey in 2024. Let's go ahead and jump into this first tip. The first tip I want to share with you guys would be, do not read off of a script. When you are making a video and it's about a certain topic that you want to touch different points on, instead of writing a script that is word for word everything that you want to say, instead you should just write down the things that are essential to that video. It leaves room for you to be more creative and to add your own personality into the video and into the words that you're saying. You can't do that when you're reading off of a script because you are more focused on making sure that you say everything that you wrote down instead of letting your creativity flow while you're creating that video. When you read off a script, it makes you sound robotic. People can tell that you're reading off of a script. The video quality and the quality of the things that you're saying, it decreases because you're too busy trying to make sure that you're reading everything, that you got the words right. Okay, how should I say this? No, just naturally let it flow out of your mouth. Oftentimes when I didn't have a script for a video that I wanted to make, I would use that as an excuse to not film the video. I would say, oh, I don't have a script for the video. I don't know what I'm gonna say. And I would try to plan every single little word of my video. And I would be so focused on trying to hit all those words that I wanted to say that I couldn't focus on putting out quality information or content or whatever the case may be. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is to film everything. When I say everything, film everything. Film it vertically, film it horizontally. Find a way to film something, even if you have no idea what you're going to use it for. That way, when you're sitting down trying to think of content ideas, you can use the videos that you've already taken in your phone for inspiration. Or you can add it as like a transition clip. If you're doing vlogs, like say you were doing a vlog and you just happen to be in somebody's passenger seat, to transition from one scene to another, like say you went to the store or something, you can insert a clip of yourself driving to the store. You can have filler content and it's easier to create content that way. Even if the lighting is bad, still film. Even if there's loud noises in the background, still film. Even if it seems like it is the most boring thing in the world, still film. Because chances are when you look back on those videos, when you have a collection, you can then look at that collection and say, okay, I have this might work for this video. This clip might work for this video. I can use this for this. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. When you film everything, you'll get more comfortable using your phone, being in front of the camera, capturing transition scenes, things of that nature. Now, this next tip kind of piggybacks off of the previous tip that I just gave. Create a video even if hundreds of the same video exist. This is going to help you get the practice you need to, filming content, editing content, posting it. It's more about the practice of becoming more consistent with your videos and the videos that you are making. So even though the video may not be original, you are still getting the practice that you need. Another thing that I want to say about this is everybody does not explain or do the same thing in the same way. Okay, say if somebody is explaining one concept to you and you don't understand them, then somebody else comes and they explain the concept to you, but you understand that person. You could connect and resonate with somebody differently than 10 other people may. At the end of the day, you don't know who you're helping. You don't know who your video could inspire. So just keep that in mind. Everybody is different in their own way regardless. The next tip that I want to mention is to rewatch your whole video, okay? When you rewatch your whole video and you find that you are bored, chances are other people are also going to be bored when they watch your video. Maybe you could do a little more editing to that video to make it more appealing to your audience. You can't feed people content that you wouldn't consume yourself. With that being said, our next tip that I wanted to mention: stop making 30 and 45 and hour long videos when you are a beginner YouTuber, just because people's attention span is really short nowadays. All of the content that you put into that 30, 45 hour long video, you could have broken that down into multiple other videos, which you could have had that in your arsenal, which in turn would increase your consistency. If I go to 15 different places or do 15 different things in one video, could I have split that video up and made 3 videos full of 5 things? Now, don't click off. I know I'm doing math, a little bit of math, but you know, it's helpful when it comes to being consistent, and it's helpful when it comes to keeping other people's attention. They are not going to sit and watch a full 45-minute video just based off the time. So me, when I'm looking for videos to watch on YouTube, if I see that a video is too long, I'm not even gonna click on it, because I know for a fact that I'm not gonna sit there and watch a 30-minute long video or a 45-minute long video unless it is one of my favorite YouTubers or a topic that I just am dying to know about. 20 minutes maximum, honestly. Like, when I see a video that is over 20 to 25 minutes, don't even count on me clicking on it, okay? Because I'm not. Speaking of attention spans, that will lead me to our next tip, which is to find ways to catch and keep people's attention. So this could be filming from a different angle in your video, zooming in on some parts of your video, adding memes or pictures to your video, having pop-ups in your video, things like that, because it kind of refocuses your attention. It kind of starts your attention span over. Trying to find ways to make your video more interesting, and you can keep those watch time minutes up. The next thing that I want to mention is to take notes while you're out. Say that you get a content idea but you're at the store. You are better off taking out your phone or writing your idea down and then coming back to it later, rather than saying, okay, well, I'm just going to remember that for later, because chances are when you get home, you're not going to remember what it is that you were thinking about. Or maybe it was a perfect title or line or whatever the case may be in a video, and now suddenly you don't remember what it was. So, you know, just write it down. This way you can always have content to come back to and look back on whenever you need it. And speaking of using our phones, use your phone as a tool. The next tip that I want to say is to organize content on your phone. So me, I would film lots of videos, but then I would just leave it in my camera roll. When I go back to look days later or weeks later, or whenever I end up going back to look at it, I don't know what the content is unless I'm looking through it and watching whatever it is that I recorded. I find that I would create a album on my phone and then put all of my content videos in that album. Just my content media that I could potentially use. That way it's all in one space and I don't have to play hunt and find through my 1,500 pictures, probably 3,000 of my camera roll. The next tip that I want to give you guys is to have realistic goals. The last thing that we want to do is to set unrealistic goals, especially when it comes to our YouTube channel and our creative hobbies, because when you do this, it can have a really negative effect on you when you don't reach those goals, and you could end up quitting the pursuit in the first place because your goals that you had set were not realistic and you were unable to meet them. Now, I know that there are some people who end up having success overnight or within a month or even 6 months, but in reality, YouTube is not really something that you just get up and do. It's gonna take work and take time, and that's something that I've really started to notice over the years. I did start my channel in 2019. It is currently the end of 2023. It is going to be 2024 in just a couple of weeks. So that would make it 5 years, you guys. I have had this channel up for 5 years. Now, I have archived some of my videos, so obviously you won't see those videos from 5 years ago, but my point still stands. Especially for somebody like me, I thought that I would be the most consistent person on YouTube. I thought that I would be putting out 3 videos a week. Like, y'all, I had it all figured out, and I was terribly wrong, okay? Terribly wrong. None of that happened. I had to build up my YouTube muscle of being consistent, which I'm still working on to this day, and just figuring out how to even navigate this app, you know, as a creator. And that points me to our next tip, which is to trust God's timing. Everything happens when it is supposed to happen. I am a firm believer in that, and I'm also a firm believer that God is always on time, okay? In His timing, not in our timing, but in His timing. He knows when the perfect time to move in your life is, okay? His timing is so much better than ours, and we just have to trust Him and include Him in our process of becoming successful. It was so pretty.